وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. باب الفراسة. Firasa, which is spiritual insight, or could be clinical sense, or could be the sixth sense or something. You have like the feeling of something. So firasa has two types. One of it is from experience. As a doctor, you see somebody, like I saw somebody coming to the Eid prayer many years ago, and I said, she's becoming demented. She's dementing. And her family realized that even 6 months later. But because of the experience, you can say, oh, she when she saw me, didn't see me for a while, she didn't actually straight away, Dr. Ghanam, because she usually, hi, Dr. Ghanam, how are you? She looked at me and made no difference seeing me or not. So you have this intonation, you have this ability to spot what's wrong from experience, from knowing people, from things make sense or not make sense, something that you can read between the lines or subliminal movement things. The firasa, spiritual firasa, you get from Allah Azza wa Jal a feeling or ideas or think that this is wrong or this is right or this person in his mind this. And Allah Azza wa Jal give it to you as a gift. The Prophet ﷺ was obviously the master of this, Nam.
So isn't the same as wisdom then?
Not wisdom, no. The Prophet ﷺ, people used to come to him and used to say, you came to ask about this and this and this. Allah told him, he had the knowledge straight away. In Mecca, he was making tawaf and somebody was from the back trying to stab him. So he turned and he said, what are you trying to do? Oh, he's making dua. And he said, he tried to get me. And then he made dua for him and put his hand on his heart. And he said, I was behind him, and he was the most hated person to me. And after he prayed for me and he touched me, he became the most loved person to me. But he turned to him, he said, you're coming to do this. And so this is it. And many times the Prophet ﷺ did tell people what they were hiding in their mind, like reading. And that's also transmitted to the Sahaba as well. So one of the Sahaba, came to the mosque, and Uthman ibn Affan was, and he saw a lady in the road which he admired. So zina is, the eyes could commit zina by looking, the tongue commits zina by taking, the hand commits zina by touching. And Uthman ibn Affan said, the one of you come to the mosque and the zina between his eyes, and he said to him, Awahyun ba'da Rasulillah, is there a revelation after the Prophet? So Jibreel came and told him. He said, no, that's firasa. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, Inna fi dhalika la'ayatan lil mutawassimin. And this is there's signs for those who are, and they will spot these signs, the mutawassimin, those mutafarrisin, those who have the ability to spot. And see, I think 4 or 5 times, probably more, we met people and I said to my wife, they're not pure. Our children wouldn't believe us until they were hit by them. Just, we told you. They said, no, take people as pure and nice. Yeah, fine, that's good. But we don't think, you need to be careful with this guy, you need to be careful with this guy. Now these guys, I could say salam to them and my children would never even look at them because they were like hit hard by them. But be careful that people could be evil. So Allah gave this as a special characters to those who are strong in their belief. The closer you are to Allah, the more likely you will get this. But it will be not me, sensing, but it will be like, he is saying this in his mind. So we'll read it later. The Prophet ﷺ said, Ittaqu firasat al-mu'min. Be mindful of the firasa of mu'min, is knowing, because he looks with the light of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah enlightening him. Well, Allah Azza wa Jal said, when you do a lot of nafil, Allah Azza wa Jal said, there will be your eye by me you see, your ear by me you hear, your tongue by me you talk, your hand by me you hit, and your leg by me you walk. So Allah Azza wa Jal will give you that ability to read people. So you see straight away the correct things. You hear straight away the correct things. And you get it right, first time. So firasat al-mu'min, that's a firasa. And this is very selected people. It could be really, the more clear, the more closer to Allah, the more clear will be the firasa. And we'll see later. Al-faris al-khatar al-qalb فينفي ما يضاده. It will not go away. And you don't have, no, it can't be that. It will be this affair. So the stronger your iman, the more likely to have sharp firasa, and Abu Sa'id Kharaz said, حكم حق جرى على لسان عبد. Allah will make your tongue say it. You will say it, because you are this. And نظر بنور الحق, you look with the light of Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah will single you out with this light. And Wasiti said, it's sawata anwar rama'at fil qulub. So the light from Allah Azza wa Jal show through your heart, and you say, this is what I think, this is what I saw, this is what I believe. And يحكى أبو حسن ديلمي قال دخلت أنطاكيا. I went to Antakya because they said there's a black man there who talk about the secrets in the heart. And I stayed there till I saw him. He came from the mountain and he was selling something halal. And I was hungry, didn't eat for 2 days. So I came to him and asked him, how much you selling this with? He said, sit there. He said, sit there and wait. He was reading his mind. And he said, if we sell something, I'll take the money, we buy food for you and me. He wasn't selling food, he was selling like textile or something. When he knew he's hungry, he knew he wanted to know whether he knows what's in his mind or not. So he said, sit there, if I sell anything, we'll get the money and buy food for me and you. And then he went, this guy, Abul Hassan, he went to ask other people, pretending that he wanted to buy something, he was asking. And he came back to him, and then he came back to him again, and he said, I told you to sit there. When I sell something, we will buy for me and you. And then he said to him, when he sold something, he gave him some money, and he said, go and buy food for yourself, because you didn't eat for 2 days. And then he said to him, if you have anything, ask Allah Azza wa Jal next time. Don't come and ask me because you want food or something. And Kuttani said, Al-Farasa mukashafat al-yaqeen wa ma'ayanat al-ghalb. It's like you're knowing the hidden, the unseen. It's like the ru'ya sadiqa, the true vision and true dream. Allah Azza wa Jal make you, He shows you what's going to happen tomorrow, to make you aware that, yes, Allah knows what's going to happen tomorrow. It happened to me, it happened to my wife, that my wife lost her earring, and she saw a dream that she will go out in the morning to go to her car, and she will see the earring by the tire of the car. She forgot the dream, but when she went outside, went to the car, and she looked, she found exactly the earring where she saw it in the dream. But I saw a dream. We had a manager who left the job, and he didn't leave any forward address. He was good to me, and he was like a nice man. And I saw in my dream, he came at 11 o'clock to the wood, and I asked him, why did you leave your address? Where are you now? Where do you work? And things. 11 o'clock sharp, man walked. I stood up. I was shocked. He said, what happened to you? I didn't tell him. I saw you in the dream. I said, nothing, but you left without, telling us your address, your telephone, or whatever, and we had a chat, and then he's gone. But subhanAllah, exactly like, just to the second, walk 11 o'clock, he walked in. But this, the firasa in awake. He's awake, and he reads the mind of that person. And this is, he said, one of the stages of high level of iman. And Shafi'i and Muhammad ibn al-Hassan, they were in the holy mosque, and a man walked in, and Muhammad ibn al-Hassan said, I think he's a carpenter, and Shafi'i said, no, he's a Haddad. What Haddad is? Blacksmith. Yeah, blacksmith. And they asked the guy, and he said, I was blacksmith and I'm now carpenter. So they both right. But that wasn't the firasa itself. That's obviously from experience. Al-Kharraz said, المستنبط ما يلاحظ الغيب أبدا ولا يغيب عنه. You مستنبط, عِمَّ الذين يستنبطون منه, you have the knowledge, you can drive out things by talking to people. Al-Mutawassim, the one who knows, read the signs of people, subliminal messages and the way they talk and things. But the Mutafarris is the one who have the knowledge, even what's in the mind, what they are thinking about, what they hide in their heart or mind or something. That's a Mutafarris, the highest. So this first and second could be in Muslim and Kafir because they have the experience, but Tafarrus, it's light from Allah Azza wa Jal to the heart, and you know the meaning and you cannot push it away. They don't get like to be occupied with the people, but when they see somebody like here, Abu al-Qasim al-Munadi, he's from Naysabur. So they both went to visit Abu al-Qasim al-Munadi. Two from the scholars of Naysabur went to visit him, and they bought with half a dirham apple, but they didn't give the man the money. So I will give you later. When they came to him, he said the whole room became dark. What made the room dark? So no, we'll come back in a minute. So they went back and paid the man the money, and they came back to him, and they said, "Oh, the room is really light now. What made the room change so quickly? You must have done something. Tell me." And they said, "Yes, we actually bought the apple without paying the money." So الفراسة أرواح تتقلب في الملكوت بتعرف عن معاني الغيوب. So this is your soul is exposed to the meaning of things or the hidden information, and you can tell about it. Zakaria Shakhni said between him and the woman there were a relationship, and then he made repentance to Allah Azza wa Jal, and he was sitting with Abi Uthman al-Hiri, and he was thinking about her. A thought came about this lady he had a relationship with, and Abu Uthman said to him, "Don't you feel shy? You're remembering this lady now. You're supposed to be. Don't you? Are you not shy? How dare you remember the lady here?" And then قال أستاذ الإمام when he was at Al-Qushayri, when he was with Abi Ali al-Daqaq, his teacher, and then his father-in-law, he was walking with him, and he wanted him to cover for him when he goes away. So he said, "I will cover for you twice in the week." And then Qushayri thought, probably he's too old, might be once a week. Thinking. And then he said to him, "Okay, might not be doing two, I will do one." Like if he was talking to him, he was, walking with him, but he was reading his thoughts in a way. And Ibn Rahman Salami said, "كان الشهر كمان في حد فراسة لا يخطئ." And he said, يقول ما غض بصره, don't look into haram at all, and you are in control of your desires, and you build your heart with the awareness of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you follow the sunnah, and you eat only the halal, you will get the firasa. So it's possible, but you need to do all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Abu Hasan Nawli ونفخت فيه أين تولدت فراسة قال ونفخت فيه من روحي. When Allah Azza wa Jal blew the soul in Adam, one of the souls he created, Adam had directly the soul from Allah Azza wa Jal, and that soul is able to, if you obviously do all these 4 things, acquire firasa, because the soul is able, not physically, mentally. Physically you need to see things, register in your memory, it goes to the short-term memory, long-term memory, sensory memory, and then you might lose it. But the soul, when it gets information, it stays. I always believe that when a person dies, all the information you have will be already imprinted on the soul. So the soul will come back with information, and the body will be brought back with your characters. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي مي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين. We might have to come back to it next week. There's quite a bit to